Hello and welcome back to WBFH. I'm Jackson, your host, here with Matthew and Michael. Today we're going to be talking about whether or not the Jets are Super Bowl contenders. Take it away, Matthew.
First of all, I think that they are definitely not Super Bowl contenders. Because the first reason is they are in the hardest division in football when they have to get through the Dolphins, who have improved their roster a ton over the last 2 seasons, the Bills, who have been a great team for the past 3 years, and the Patriots, who aren't looking that good but are still a tough opponent to play twice a year. Another reason that I think that they won't be a Super Bowl contender is because of their incredibly weak offensive line. They have a bottom 5 offensive line in the NFL, and Aaron Rodgers is getting up there in age, and he's not a very mobile quarterback anymore. While he does roll out very well, he's not a scrambler and will not withhold a lot of sacks if his offensive line cannot protect him. The third reason is that they do not have a lot of playoff experience. Besides Aaron Rodgers, who doesn't have that much Super Bowl experience, they have very young players that have no chance to get acclimated to the playoff pressure that they have to face if they want to be a Super Bowl contender.
All right, thank you. Michael.
All right, I disagree. I think they're 1,000% Super Bowl contenders, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because they have one of the best defenses in the league. We saw this last year. They couldn't make it work because they had Zach Wilson. However, now that Aaron Rodgers has the ball, he's the quarterback, he's the playmaker, he is going to take them to the Super Bowl. You have fantastic receiving core. Garrett Wilson, the rookie, unbelievable year last year. So, just a dependable guy that Aaron Rodgers has to throw to whenever he needs to. And let me tell you, that offensive line, they have Mekhi Becton right there. He's a beast. He will defend. He will protect Aaron Rodgers. They're trusting him to do it. From what we've seen in the past, he definitely could. Also, in Green Bay, it wasn't like he had a fantastic offensive line either, but he still was able to withstand it. Well, last year, he had it down here. He's still Aaron Rodgers, and he can still take them to that level.
All right, thank you, Michael. Matthew, how do you feel about how we just did what he just said?
Well, first of all, I have to also point out that to make it to the the AFC Championship and the Super Bowl, you have to play against Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, maybe even the Jaguars emerge as a contender. But all these Jets players have no experience in the playoffs, and Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes all have plenty of experience, as 2 of them have been to Super Bowls, and the Bills have been in the playoffs for 4 years. The Jets will not have enough experience to game plan and strategize against these playoff contenders.
I have to say that I disagree with that. Well, yes, they are young. They don't have that much experience. They do still have to play Josh Allen twice a year in the AFC East, right? So they have to face that. Also, Josh Allen had a down year last year in the playoffs. The thing is, right, they have a top 3 defense in the league. You named a bunch of really good quarterbacks. Top 3 defenses in the league make it very, very tough for very good quarterbacks or any quarterback to score points, especially in the playoffs, where it is the most difficult place to win.
So do you think there's any improvement that can be made to the Jets?
I mean, the first one would have to be their offensive line. Aaron Rodgers is used to having great offensive line, as the Green Bay Packers have had a top 10, top 5 offensive line for the past several years that he has gotten used to. Now he'll have to go to New York, and the offensive line is definitely not as good, so he'll have to be scrambling more. He'll probably take more sacks, and all this wear and tear could lead to an injury, and an injury to him would end the New York Jets season.
Do you think there's any improvements that they can make to their line to make their playoff run even stronger?
So I do agree with that. I think that an offensive line addition would be, or a few additions would be pretty important to the team and to winning. Like I said, they do have Mekhi Becton up there, but he's only one guy. He's not going to do it all by himself. So I do think that's important, but I do think that may be all they need. They had a bunch of receiving additions already this offseason. Allen Lazard, McCole Hardman, and we've already seen what their defense can do. I just think that, and they have Breece Hall in the backfield. I think that the offensive line they put together, that's what's really going to do it. If not already, they're Super Bowl contenders.
All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be right back after some ads. Thank you. I'm Jackson. This is Matthew and Michael. Thanks for tuning in to WBFH.